Many business owners struggle with the whole idea of selling their company for a pile of money and leaving behind the employees that helped them build the company. That sense of loyalty or maybe guilt leads many owners to decide that they want to sell their business to their employees. That's fine, but that decision is what allows many owners to ignore the exit planning process when in reality, a sale to employees requires more time and more planning than a third-party sale. Roughly half the business owners that contact us about selling their business initially state that they want help selling to their employees, but almost none of them actually end up selling to their employees. The first and most obvious reason is that they rarely have the money needed to buy the business, so special arrangements need to be made. You can set up an employee stock ownership program, an ESOP, but that requires several years and considerable expense. Employee cooperatives are very different than ESOPs, but they take just as long to educate employees and get a deal done. Management buyouts can happen faster, but they still take longer than selling to a third party because finding financing can be a challenge. The next thing we have to explain to business owners is that their company is going to be valued at 30 to 50% less than market in any employee sale. ESOPs and employee cooperatives come with inherently conservative valuations designed to protect employees from unscrupulous owners. Even if you're selling to a management team, the purchase price can only be as high as the financing bank approves, and banks are inherently conservative. In addition to a lower valuation, it's going to take longer to collect your purchase price because lenders know that the track record for employee-owned businesses is not great unless the founders stick around for many years after the sale. So deals are structured to pay you over time. And then there's the cruelest realization of all. Most employees don't really want to be business owners. Sure, they like the idea of it and the glamour, but when they learn about the very real risks and responsibilities, including the requirement for personal loan guarantees, their excitement tends to fade. The simple fact is that if your employees really wanted to be business owners, they wouldn't be your employees in the first place. So for all these reasons, selling to employees in a way that works for you and for them is more challenging than selling to a third party. And it's certainly not a reason to avoid exit planning. The good news is, if you're truly committed to selling to your employees and you have the time to plan it, there are great resources available to help. The National Center for Employee Ownership and the many state-level employee ownership centers exist to help you with this process. They provide education and guidance. They can even help you line up financing. Just remember, the best thing you can do for yourself, your company, and your employees, regardless of who you ultimately sell to, is to build a profitable, durable company and create a thoughtful exit plan.